Hey movie lover, if you haven't been living under a rock, you would have heard that recently DC released a big film featuring my popular cousin, The Rock. And they tried to mix so many things into it that ended up being a bland mess. So here's what I think went wrong. Warning, possible spoilers ahead. Black Adam was clearly inspired by a range of previous films before it. This in itself would not be a bad thing, but it left no space for the film to spread its own wings and be unique. Nothing in this film stands out, everything is either generic or was done somewhere else. Let's look at the first big fight. It's one person versus a massive army in slow motion whilst a popular song plays. Yes, this is cool, but we have seen this so many times now. And the even bigger problem is, I don't think it works for the character of Black Adam. When we look at someone like the Flash doing this, we can look at how he uses his speed to dodge danger and to effectively defeat his opponents with small but significant touches. However, Black Adam is shown to be invincible. He's letting everything hit him whilst he slowly brutalizes everyone in moments clearly inspired by Deadpool, but just not R-rated. What is the point of slowing this down? It would make no difference if we saw him doing this in normal speed. It adds nothing that we see the bullets bouncing off him in slow motion. This just takes up valuable time that should be used elsewhere. Throughout the film, we spend a lot of time with Black Adam and the boy, who form a relationship very similar to that in Shazam between the stepbrothers. Only in that film, Shazam asks his stepbrother to help him with the superhero stuff because he has no idea what to do. But in this film, Black Adam is aware that he is basically a god. He has years of experience, so having this boy trying to teach him to be a hero by giving him one-liners and telling him what to do makes very little sense. It looks like they just wanted to copy that cute relationship because it worked in the past. The boy is used as motivation to make Black Adam continue the plot of the film, when in reality he's been shown to be selfish and inconsiderate, which makes me believe he would not care about some random child. Yes, you could argue that maybe the kid reminds him of his son, but because they save that twist towards later in the film, they cannot explain Black Adam's motivations that make the plot happen. To add to this, we also get a copy of the Batman vs Superman plot, where Hawkman, the leader of the heroes, wants to kill or stop a demigod because he believes he's a danger to other people, even though they arguably do the same thing. Only problem in this film is that Black Adam has no kryptonite, so any conflict between these two lacks any tension because the film has shown us that Black Adam is indestructible. So how are we meant to believe that this man would have a chance of stopping him? This conflict adds very little tension to this already bloated story. This perfectly leads us onto this film's Suicide Squad. Just like the original Suicide Squad, this team lacks any explanation as to why they are involved with this film. What is the point of them? If you take them out of the film, I don't believe it would change anything. It would remove failed attempts at humour and help us focus more on the main protagonist and his villain. I really can't see why they were added apart from getting DC fans excited because they get to see more heroes on the big screen. If you removed them, Black Adam would have still been able to fight the organisation. The boy would have still been able to get kidnapped, and the swap of the boy for the crown still could have happened. Black Adam could have then directly went to get put to sleep, which would have showed character growth. I guess he would not have been able to get woken up with magic, but this could have easily been given to either the boy or his mum, or just the prayers of his people. Literally, there were so many possibilities. Without them, maybe the final fight would even be closer and more entertaining. Not only did them being in the film bloat the story, but also meant the story deprived us of a group of possibly cool heroes. There was just not enough time to make the audience care about them. As someone only watching the film, I still have no idea what their powers fully are. Adam gets bigger because reasons. The girl controls winds that are colourful. The wizard can do anything, and the main guy is Batman with weapons that just change. Even their interrelations are as generic as you can get. Atom is only on the team for comedic purposes. He likes the girl because she's a girl. The girl is smart, and the other two have been friends for a long time. When the wizard finally dies, I felt nothing. I don't know who this old man is. He came in, he saw the future, and he chose to sacrifice himself for a guy that kinda seems like a dick. How can I feel for a character who was restricted to the little personality they could show in the small amount of time? I did respect DC a lot when they would stick to making more serious films and darker tones than Marvel. It did not always work, but at least it made them feel different and fresh. It went full Marvel with this film, trying to add one-liners and forced jokes whenever they can, which, if you look at the theme of the opening, makes little sense, as it's a film about oppressed people rebelling against their oppressors because they don't want to be used as slaves. I feel like they could have made a very emotionally driven film, but instead they wanted to be more like Marvel. Sadly for them, most of the jokes are not great, and the only thing that managed to make me laugh was this.
Don't worry, I die by electricity!
However, comedy is subjective, so if you found this film funny, do let me know in the comments. Like, Black Adam is killing people left, right and centre, and even the good guys start making jokes about it. It just makes no sense. Even in Black Panther that they copied, there was a much more serious tone, and this film managed to be much darker and still have more jokes in it. The finale is where this film really lost me. After the main villain dies and he becomes the evil champion, the film suddenly makes up a goal that he needs to be stopped from sitting on the throne. I was so confused watching this. Did I miss a scene where they explained this as his objective from the beginning? The whole film he was just trying to get the crown, and now he wants to sit on the throne. But it gets worse. When he sits on the throne, he opens a portal to hell, which lets other demons in to kill the people of the country. Didn't he say he wants to be the king of these people? Why does he want to kill them now? The writers get him defeated so easily, probably so that people like me don't overthink what they were trying to show. He is such a generic DC supervillain. He's a larger CGI monster that has horns and blasts fire. They try to shoehorn in that he is the descendant of the old king, but it's basically used as a throwaway line when he's giving his typical bad guy narration. In conclusion, they try to add so many things into this film that resulted in a big nothing. You know, when you mix paint, when you add one colour, add another colour, eventually, if you mix too many colours together, it'll become brown, I think, if I remember art class correctly. And this is exactly what this film is. It's just dull and bland and boring. But what did you think of this film? Let me know.